we shall be looking at the management of God for the nation of Israel. In this online seminar, I will not be doing a lot of readings. You should carefully listen to the brief teaching and try to go through the study yourself using your Bibles at home. The management of God for the nation of Israel. Now, of course, you know that the word management is simply a careful and responsible way of having control over things. A careful and responsible way of having control over things. Now, God created mankind and also decided to put down a particular management. In the era of the Israel nation, God had to put down a management plan for the leaders in Israel to follow or to use that management plan in assisting or helping the people of Israel to live their life perfectly in accordance to his own way. Remember in Isaiah 55 verse 8 to 9 and Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Isaiah 55 verse 8 to 9, Jeremiah 29 verse 11, we were made to understand in those scriptures of the Old Testament that the ways of the Lord are not ours, his thoughts are not our thoughts. Also, we are also made to understand that he has a better thought for us. So no matter what we see around us, God has a better thought or plans for us. Now, in his plans for the nation of Israel in the ancient time was a unique one. The management of God for the nation of Israel was a unique one, and that is what we'll be considering in this online seminar. Now, there are three mechanisms put down by the Lord himself for the nation of Israel to observe, or for the leaders in Israel in the ancient time to observe or to help them come to pass in the land of Israel, so that the people in Israel will also have a better lifestyle. We shall be considering those management plans that God has put down, and see there are particular mechanisms that God has put down that every leader in Israel ought to observe. Those mechanisms put down to allow the flow of wealth in the land of Israel, for which the poor, the strangers, and the needy will all be blessed, including the rich in the land. Everybody will have every reason to praise the Lord and give him thanks or worship him for what he's doing in the land. These mechanisms that were put forward by the Lord himself are the tithe tradition, the year of Jubilee, and the sabbatical year. The tithe tradition, the year of Jubilee, and the sabbatical year. These are the three mechanisms that were put down by the Lord himself. There were other ones that people actually do in the land, but yet these three mechanisms are what must always be fulfilled in the land. In the process, a lot of changes will occur in the land. I say they are the tithe tradition, the year of Jubilee, and the sabbatical year. So in our next other section in this seminar, we shall be looking at the four key things to note about the year of Sabbath or the sabbatical year. After that, the next section will be the year of Jubilee before the tithe tradition. Please carefully follow these classes and ensure you are able to go through our perfect studies of the scriptures that are going to be mentioned in the course of this seminar, for you to also have a better understanding of what we are trying to expound on. And if there are questions to ask, please forward your questions. Remember, in this first section I said the mechanism of God for the nation of Israel, the way that God has been careful and also in a matured way handle the economy of Israel. Those plans that God has put down for the nation of Israel to observe to enhance a better living standard for all the Jewish people or the people in the land of Israel. Because his thoughts for us are good thoughts, and since his ways are not our ways and his thoughts are not our thoughts, then he has established down some mechanisms for us to follow, or for the nation of Israel to observe in the ancient time. And I said they are the tithe tradition, the year of Jubilee, and the sabbatical year. In our next other section, we shall be looking at the four key points to note about the sabbatical year. So carefully study the scriptures mentioned, Isaiah 55, 8 to 9, and Jeremiah 29, verse 11. And if you have any question to ask in this section, please forward your question. We'll be coming out soon with the next section. God bless you.